So now that we know that there is two types of people to be found on this plane, to say it loosely, the language is still very loose, of course, and we can use many words, but here's a new way and just an example of how you're supposed to start thinking with that on the table as just the fact of what we're looking at here. See, they talk about all kinds of things we need to do, and it's like, well, what faction is this coming from? Is it coming from the unawakened faction or the awakened faction, the awake faction? So, and this is not anything new, but we'll just call it like that. And by the way, there's the unawakened is in a state of such unconsciousness that it fears to have its inner, which is very much the mind. It's not the inner essence of being. It's the essence of mind, which is the essence of fear, because it's got to cling, which is called attachment, onto things, object matter that it creates within itself. Don't worry, you're safe, because many other people are doing this and they will all agree there is something more important than just being more disciplined, than just a mind there doing its desire, which is to just stay alive more so than to be alive as reality and the truth there. Whew, having gone through that little church, let's don't forget that there are two types of entities to find here. Some of them need that church, others don't. They have temple here and they know what's going on. So anyway, with that, you're supposed to know this is a should. You know, souls are getting into this. It's very interesting because once you do, it's like ooh wee aha. You're liable to get on the team that says, you know what, I think we should write out our own constitution, whatever that is. You know, that doesn't make sense. Write out our constitution. What does that mean? You know, what does constitution mean again? Comment section down below. It's a real language. It's a real barrier that we have if we don't understand or translate further what we mean. A lot of people just think it means, oh, it's a document stating our rights. It's like, no, you see, you don't have rights here. You have needs. You know, and one of the biggest ones is your right to remain reality. Reality is just a silent movie. I didn't just say that, you know, whenever you watch silent movies, what do you hear? All you hear is sound. And you might hear mouth noising, but you're looking at actions speaking louder than words. And so much for the courthouse over there that makes everybody stand up and collectively say, do you swear to tell the truth, and nothing but the truth? Everybody should echo back, impossible! Can we sit down and talk about that? How do you think we can tell the truth? Close that fucking place down. But you'll have to be prepared to defend that you're not a name. You can't be living in black and white. They think they have something on you that, like, here you are. Shit-face Malone. It's like, no. I changed my name to, you know, you can always just change your name if you don't like it, because you didn't choose that for you in the first place. Like, excuse me, something went wrong. Right out the gate. I thought I would come here as Abdullah Abraham Zazinski, and they just named me Paul. And I'm sorry, but I'm Abdullah now. And so the fact that you could just change your name and your character doesn't matter. Why do you even celebrate birthdays? Is a new question coming from the real people over there in Australia, the ancient Aborigine. No, there's only 3 birthdays that you're going to be having here. Pretty significant. The biological birth is an obvious, but you're not awakened, Vince. So you have to wake up, but you have to grow up a little bit, and that happens. You go through puberty, and then you're going to have that's your birthday. And people look and say, hair under the arms. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Remember Marilyn Monroe singing it to Kennedy over there? But now let's talk about your third birthday. Did you wake the fuck up? Away from your, you're not really your body. See, that's what the trick is. It's kind of terrible. You got to get into your body to realize that you're not it. By the time you do that, luckily, I mean, it's okay if you have gone throughout your whole life and you didn't just get out of it and become as light as a feather, and you actually thought, you notice all of the advertisements right now about your skin, my skin looked so much better, and here's how you spackle up your skin. And you know what I'm thinking? None of the commercials on YouTube should be um, seen as serious, but it's a great study on what George Orwell was trying to tell us about, and Aldous Huxley was afraid of. Now, namely, I want to pick on the dog industry that is holding narcissism and or the money-making industry people captivated, and how they're stringing them out. What I just heard this morning was the fucking biggest bunch of bullshit. It's pure bullshit. If we knew anything, you're certainly not going to know anything in about 7 years if you keep listening to the pure bullshit and just buying the feed. Buying the feed. Yep. I'm sick and tired of looking at this now. The dog industry, the way that they're fucking plucking at people. First of all, it's a joke. All of your food is very much not nourishing. But your dogs are getting very sick earlier because they're just showing that they can't survive on the food you're giving them. They just can't. They get sick by the time they get around about 10 or 12. They're like done. They say, no, forget this. You'll have problems with it. This is your experience probably already, unless you switched to the farmer's dog. Now, what is the farmer's dog? Now, I'm here to tell you that the United States particularly has farmers that are not locative of, say, our civilization. For some reason, the Chinese have taken over farming of just the people. See, and by the way, they eat dogs. And so then, anybody knows the myth, or not the myth, but the reality of that the farmer's dog is eating up all of the scraps that are happening at the farm, which is people are killing chickens and goats and this and that, and there's plenty to give those dogs at all times, and that's what purpose those dogs serve, is to clean up the scraps along the farmhouses. Dogs are a new addition to this kind of stuff with eating animals and stuff. Cats have been long before the companion for humanity to not only have as pets, but I think that they have found a way to stuff human souls inside of them until it's like, well, you stay here, and it's just technology, but they're doing synthesized version of soul capture and stuffing somewhere else that we're not being told either. Anyway, back to your industry of feeding your dog, and now guess what I heard? Your dog is going to love the farmer's dog product so much that they're going to eat it. They eat it too fast. So you have to get a slow feeder. Get a slow feeder because they're so happy about the food they eat it too fast. No, the truth is your dog does not even have to chew. They are a pack animal. They have 6 stomachs, and that they eat fast because that's the way their stomachs are. They are eating it, and then their stomachs are taking care of it. They have 6 stomachs. So the slow feed thing, bullshit. Absolute fucking bullshit. But I heard it this morning. Somebody says, they love the farmer's dog so much. I had to. So it's good to do a slow feeding. And now what are you going to get? You're going to get industry selling you slow feeders. Total, absolute, stark raving, cartoonic nonsense. Getting back to something I was trying to talk about today, which was what? I'm just giving you a load of something refreshing called Shauna Wyatt. Hi, how are you today? I want to look at the planets for us a little bit. I know that I'm coming off of I'm coming on to my sun the sun is going to be trining my Jupiter, and I swear to God, if it wasn't such in the watery spiritual place, I would be making a lot of money by just saying, "Give me money." I'm sorry, I don't know how to do it. I guess I would like to just be me, and then say, put a donation bucket out, and say, "Do you think that this needs food? Does it deserve to pay its bill and wipe its ass?" That's basically it, babes. I am not going to wear a mask and present a card to you and be something else that I am not. And I think I'm onto something. My brand, did you hear it lately? I'm a human being. A human being. Complex. We are supposedly connected to the entire universe, if not just we are one with the universe. You know, the universe is human. I think it's worth tagging on a little money to it every once in a while, especially in this prison hell called planet Earth. Really, sorry to tell you, it's the world, really. Don't confuse the earth with the world. Not ever. Never. The world is an overlay that something very sick has decided, well, how do we get the healthy to patronize towards our just parasitical existence that we fucking hate it here. We can't become human. And we can't make an escape, therefore. Fuck souls. How do we deal with the fact that we must have them, but we fucking hate them? Comment section down below, please. Anyway, I mean it. I mean it. I'm going to stop this at 11:33. I hope you liked it. Maybe I'll keep it going because I think people, they want to hear just a little lullaby, not just for 11 minutes, man. They want to hear some soothsaying for at least 33 or 44 minutes. So I'm going to keep it up, do some astrology. We have just entered into a period where Saturn is going retrograde in Pisces. So it's good to slow down this work we're doing with our subconscious minds. Everybody is under this like, why am I the way I am as far as your subconscious programming? Don't be too hard on yourself. You know, you're gonna get. We are getting very self-conscious now. Did you blame the other person over there for being a perfect mirror and making you see yourself a little bit clearer? And now, did you try to restrain them by taking them to court? Did you convince yourself that you could actually tell the truth? And did you lie out your teeth during that hearing? God, that wasn't expected, you know what I mean? Stupid Jesus over there thinking, well, I'm just going to be able to tell my story. And you can. Just, anybody knows somebody who's just pleading their story, saying, God, you know, this is my case, and then the one that's toting a suitcase and dressing up and saying, well, we're just deathly afraid of this free person over here. Yeah, I've got to fence everything off. Even though I copy the hell out of them. I mean, I envy these fucking connected, absolutely still, and what are they, spiritual? Materialists. The lizard faction, they're like, my skin, my skin. Fuck your skin. Is there anything useful you're doing it with that? By the way, while you're borrowing, I mean, with what I mean, your so-called life here, while you're using up oxygen. Let us know. I'm getting back to astrology. God, have mercy on me, babes, because the sun does square. It causes a T-square with my no, it's right there. It's an innocent little hello to your life lessons and everything. I'm like, I'm fine with a lot of the stuff. It's just the same for humanity, you know. It's not really all about family. It's about friends. You know, even your mother, your sister, your brother, your aunt, your uncle, your long lost cousin can end up being just simply a good friend. The highest possible role that you can become to one another. And guess what those people are? In India, they have changed the name. You know, there's gurus, the enlightened people, you know, and everybody hates to have sex with them. And even though they do, they don't. And who cares? It's always that they're ruined because they had sex with somebody or something like that. It's like, ever stop falling in love with us so hard and thinking that that's what it's all about. We'll make it so that you tell us. They are now, in modern day India, they're not called gurus or masters. They're just called the good friend. You're misunderstanding about something? Oh, the good friend over there, a good friend over there is over there down the street, watering and chopping wood. Um, Go and just be present with them for a few days. And if you have a question, present it to them, but stand back. They carry a stick. Waves and says, "Is that a mind right there? What kind of stupid question is that?" And if you need one of us, you need your head examined. And if you need one of us, more like if you need a therapist or a psychologist, yes, we'll be the first one to say you definitely need your head examined. Aren't you picking up your own shit? How long has it been that you did not know that there was this ghost maker up here? And it's going to ghost your ass if you're not careful. Now, what can I do for you today? You didn't bring me an avocado sandwich? What the